What up, y'all? Today we're going to be talking about quantity over quality. And this is a subject that, hits close to home right now, especially because, as you guys know, I am not exactly a polished YouTuber. Most of you guys are not going to be watching after a couple minutes. So before you guys leave, I need to get you guys hooked on with a fuck me. Oh, god damn it. But I need to get you guys hooked on with, just like some advice for you guys, for the creative people out there. But I think that this is a good idea, or like a way to make art, in my opinion, the quantity over quality, because it's just like, oh freaking hell, you gotta be able to be able to just make stuff without having to stress about how good something's going to be. You know what I mean? Like, in for instance, like for me, this past week I've been not making videos because I was just like, I don't have anything to talk about. Like, I don't really have anything worthwhile that I don't think people are gonna watch, and I think that's like not hurting my channel. I mean, not that it matters, because I'm not exactly making money off this or nothing, but it's just like, I like making YouTube videos, and so to like not make anything for a week because I don't have anything to make videos on, it's kind of like, it just makes no sense to not post, and I think as a creative person, and or for anything, you should just be able to just make stuff, without having to stress about, is this one going to be good enough? Is this one going to be, get the views? Is this one going to make enough money? Is this one going to like be up to my own standards, And even if you don't put something out, I think you should just make something anyways, just because it's like one of those things where it's like you get better over time. So making stuff quantity over quality wise, it's like it benefits you regardless, because you're just still you're still practicing, regardless if you don't make something up to your standard. Tried, you just made something, you know what I mean? Like, that's going in. Okay, let's go. Gonna celebrate that to the full extent. But yeah, it's just like one of those things where it's like, you don't even know if something's going to be, you don't know if something's going to be like worthwhile until you're finished, which, oh fuck, which, regardless, even if it's not worthwhile, like, you still made something. You're exercising your creative muscle. I saw this video on Instagram which kind of inspired me, which is like, I'm sure I've heard this before, but like, yeah, you have to like exercise your creative muscle. And so your creative muscle needs to be, you gotta flex that shit, like, you can't just like use it when you think it's gonna give you something good. And if you keep waiting for that moment, you're never gonna practice being creative. Like, even if you consider yourself a creative person, sometimes you just in a drought, and for me, I feel like I was in that drought too. And it's like, you just gotta do stuff. You gotta keep yourself busy. One thing that I like to do is, once one of my projects isn't working, and not just in YouTube, but just like in general, if one of my projects isn't working, I'll just put it to the side and work on something else. I'm not worried about putting something out in the first place. Like, it's different when you have deadlines and stuff, but like for stuff like that, like for me, like for homework, even if something's like not working, or if I'm just getting stressed out from one assignment, I'll just I'll just literally just put it to the side, work on something else. Like, I'm not gonna stress about that right now. I mean, the good thing for me is like, I have trouble starting stuff and then finishing, or not finishing, but I have trouble starting stuff because I feel like I can't finish it. So when I think that I can't finish something, I don't even start it at all. So I think if you start worrying about stuff in a way that, like, I'm gonna start something, and like, but the thing is, for me, I have to convince myself that I'm gonna finish it right now, otherwise I won't finish it at all. But like, in the back of my head, even behind that, I have to be conscious that I'm gonna I'm able to let myself not finish it all at one time. You know what I mean? And I don't know what that is. Like I'm sure that's not a common thing, but yeah, I don't think you guys have a feeling that is different from mine. Like I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. Because it's just like, why even bother wasting your time if you're not gonna finish it today? Like I'd rather just do it tomorrow when I have time to finish all of it. But then it's like it's dangerous because then you get to like a cycle where you're just worried about, you know not finishing it at all. And I feel like that's the same kind of, dilemma where you're like, I'm not gonna make any kind of art because it's not gonna be up to par. You know what I mean? And you just gotta make stuff. And so for you guys, I think that's a piece of advice that you guys should take with you. Obviously, it doesn't apply to everything. Sometimes you got to put in your full effort, make good quality stuff all the time in terms of like, I don't know, your job, I guess, but that's different because it's like you can do a good job and not, because it's gonna be the same outcome every time. You know what I mean? Like you're not making something new every time at work. I mean, unless your job is art, then shit, I don't know. Then even a better reason to be using quality or quantity over quantity. Just like one of these things. Like, and another reason for this, which I heard from this Kendrick Lamar interview, is that he has like 30,000 songs in the vault. You know what I mean? And the reason for 30,000 songs in the vault isn't because they're all genius songs and like that's like why hasn't he released them all if he has all these genius songs. And it's like some of them are like as good as Kendrick Lamar is, they're probably most of them are just not up to his standard. You know what I mean? Like they're just not as good as you would expect them to be. Like not all Kendrick Lamar songs that he makes, like not everything he has his hand in is gonna be a hit. But with that, he has 30,000 songs, and that means he's got 30,000 songs of experience. That's not, that's not that's not his career is like, not just the 30 songs he has out or however many. I'm not really a crazy fanatic, but, his music is not just the ones that he has out. Like he's made up of practice and like a lot of, stuff the work that he's put into it is what makes his song so good. And all that quantity of music, it eventually makes quality, if that makes sense. Oh my god, jeez, it's gonna spam my scoreboard button there. It's the same button as my left stick, so just kind of like got scared. But yeah, so yeah, that's like a good way to put it. Like a lot of quantity eventually makes quality, and it's not because, or in his case, Kendrick Lamar's case, he was explaining that there is the oh Jesus, he is explaining that like eventually all the practice makes you good enough that you make quantity or quality. But in Kendrick Lamar's case, he was saying that like you just make so many songs that eventually you end up on a hit. You know what I mean? And that's more like you're hitting and hitting and hitting and hoping that you make a hit, but most of the time you're gonna miss. So I think that's a good way to think about stuff. Even if you're not, you got the potential inside to make hits, but not everything's gonna be a hit, and that's okay. And I think that's something you guys should take with you in your everyday lives. Let me know. Smash like, subscribe. Buy merch. I gotta start telling you guys to do that. Buy merch, smash like, subscribe, smash the subscribe button, get it pregnant, do whatever you gotta do to not. All right.